The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Kano State is assuring its supporters that the party will resolve the crisis within the party before the 2023 general elections. DAYBREAK reports that the leadership of the party has been factionalized, with each faction claiming authenticity. Let's take a look at the report.
According to the Muhammad Abacha-led faction of the party, the crisis within the PDP in Kano is being masterminded by the national leadership of the PDP, which they argued is working for the ruling APC, whereas the Wali-led faction of the party is accusing former Senator Konkoso of controlling the party.
The national headquarters is not compatible with Sagagi-led faction because they are well formed by the Konkoso. And there is no way. If you take the number of the leadership, the ward level, we have 17 people as a ESCO. In the local government, we have 18 people as a leaders. If you add the number, 17 people times 484, and the 18 people times 44, and plus 39 people in the state, it will give you the number of more than 9,000 people. There is no way, and any sense somebody will not understand or agree that all of them, they boycott Congress and they didn't follow the Congress.
They are listening to people to whom they are used to failures, electoral failures. To them it's a normal thing. So they have to be concoction that show whether Sagagi is working for Konkoso, because that's the only thing that remains for them to be relevant in the party.
For the Wali-led faction, the primaries which produced Muhammad Abacha was not sanctioned by the party's national leadership, neither conducted in accordance with the law.
If Sagagi wanted to conduct primary in Kano State, first of all, he has to print his form for the gubernatorial candidate. And he has to screen them. Then he can do a primary to them. But they purchase their form at the national headquarters. And when the national headquarters picks the date for screening of the candidate, they went to Abuja national headquarters. And the panel screens them and gives them clearance certificate that they are screened to participate in a primary election in Kano State. The one who sells the form for you and screen you has the power to do you primary and submit your name to INEC. So Shehu Sagagi, he didn't sell the form for them. He didn't screen them. Where did he get the authority, or where did he get the power to do a primary to them?
Meanwhile, the Abacha-led faction argued that the primaries was conducted in accordance with the INEC guidelines and was witnessed by the INEC officials, hence recognized Muhammad Abacha as the legitimate gubernatorial candidate of the party in Kano.
What happened is not INEC doing. It is the work of our party national headquarters, especially the Department of Organization. They are the one who uploaded those names. I even suspect some of those at the helms of affairs of the party at the national level. I suspect they are working for APC. That's why they are trying to make sure that PDP didn't win, especially here in Kano.
Although both factions will head to court to resolve their differences, but for now, the PDP has two gubernatorial candidates in Kano State. DAYBREAK, Trust TV News, Kano.
All right, that's our correspondent who now joins us via phone from Kano, DAYBREAK. Thank you for joining us on Daybreak this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So let's have a sense of what exactly is going on. There has to be one candidate for the party recognized by INEC. So who is that person, and what are the processes involved in determining that person? I believe that INEC must have recognized the true or the genuine faction that that is in Kano State.
Well, actually, Ayuba, right now the only candidate recognized by INEC is Sadiq Wali. That's for the Wali's faction. And initially, people were thinking it's Muhammad Abacha, but later it turns out to be the candidate recognized by INEC is Sadiq Wali. And the process here is that only INEC national headquarters that can send the list of the candidates having won primary election to INEC, and INEC will take that person and confirm him as the gubernatorial candidate of that particular party. Now, some PDP supporters, especially those with faction, were made to believe that Muhammad Abacha was initially the candidate of the INEC. And during the primary election, INEC representatives attended the primary election that was conducted by the Abacha-led faction. So people started, insisting that Abacha is the legitimate candidate. But then much later, the INEC national headquarters submitted the name of Sadiq Wali as the winner of the gubernatorial primaries in Kano State. Now, all these controversies, there are some things here which people need to understand. According to, I have spoke with one of the PDP chieftains here in Kano concerning the primaries that was conducted. Now, they said they've sent a letter to both the police, the civil defense, INEC, that's talking about the Wali faction on conducting their, which all the other candidates, because there are 9 PDP gubernatorial candidates, apart from Muhammad Abacha, and one other that conducted their primaries, all the other 7 candidates conducted their primaries under Wali's faction. Now, that primary was conducted by the of the PDP National Secretariat, and it was conducted in Abacha Youth Center. While that of Muhammad Abacha faction was conducted in PDP Secretariat with INEC representatives. Now you can see the controversy. The Wali's primary election was carried out and was conducted by the of the national headquarters, which is according to the law, and then there were no INEC representatives during their primary election. But the primary election that was conducted by the Abacha-led faction, there were no executives from the national headquarters, but then there are representatives of the Independent Electoral Commission. But according to cannot itself determine who wins the primary. Instead, it is the National Secretariat that will say, okay, we have the primary.
Well, Jibrin,
this is the winner of the primary election.
Jibrin, yeah. We have heard you talk about the primaries that were conducted, and the fact that INEC witnessed the one that returned Abacha as the winner. However, INEC is saying that the reason they initially recognized Abacha and then later changed and said they were now recognizing Wali. INEC is saying the reason they did that is because they got a court order recognizing the Wali faction as the authentic PDP in the state. So what are you hearing about all of that?
Hello?
There was a court order issued stopping INEC from recognizing Muhammad Abacha as the legitimate candidate, because that primary election that produces Muhammad Abacha was not conducted by the INEC, by the national headquarters of the PDP, which they are the ones that will conduct the election. If you listen to Paco in my report, he was saying that the national headquarters sell the form for the candidate, screen the candidate, and then they are also responsible for conducting primaries election for them. So stops INEC from recognizing Muhammad Abacha. Since his primary election, it was the Wali faction that went to court to challenge the primary election and produces Muhammad Abacha.
Okay, so what would be the rule?
INEC from recognizing Muhammad Abacha.
All right. So what would be the role of the state chapter of the party in this instance, and where does the state party stand in all of this?
Well, even like I said, there are 2 factions: the Wali's faction and then the Muhammad Abacha's faction. Then, in the Wali's faction of the party, there is somebody that will say this is an elected chairman of the party. It's being headed by former Senator Bello Hayatu. In Muhammad Abacha's faction, there is the chairman of the party who was the election of the party, Shehu Wadas Agagi.
Which of the factions? Which of the factions is recognized by the national body of the party?
It's the Wali faction. That's the faction because as it is now, the leadership of the PDP in Kano has been dissolved by the national headquarters of the party, pending when they will resolve their crisis and conduct a new election. So the Wali's faction is the one that was recognized headquarters of the party because this is the primary election that was conducted by national headquarters according to them.
So are there efforts to settle the problems within the party so that all members of the PDP are brought under one umbrella as one party instead of factionalized? Are there efforts within the state by maybe chieftains of the party or even from the national?
Well, that's the process right now. I spoke with Shehu Sagagi, who confirmed to me that they are in discussion with the other faction, trying to see how they can resolve their differences, and they hope to resolve it before the 20 general election. I have also spoken with the other faction who said they are not satisfied of Shehu Sagagi because according to them, Sagagi is working for the NNPP, which is the Konkoso's newfound political party. But then both of them said they are trying to see how they can reconcile before the general election. I think this is most important among them, and they said they are working very well at achieving that.
All right. In your report, you mentioned that some, are accusing Rabi Musa Konkoso as responsible for the problems within the People's Democratic Party. Why do people believe that? I mean, he is now in the NNPP. So why are there those accusations?
Well, actually, what they are, basing their argument. Rabi Musa Konkoso left PDP, and all the leadership of the party, loyal to Konkoso, remains in the PDP. So this other faction is saying that there is no way that to say the leadership of the party did not follow Rabi Musa Konkoso. There is absolutely no way that could happen. Definitely there should be some people that they are following Rabi Musa Konkoso. Why did they remain in the party? And according to them, they are accusing them that them remaining in the party, they are destabilizing the party. They are trying to create a kind of faction for the party. In other words, indirectly working for Rabi Musa Konkoso. And they are accusing that even the secretariat of the PD partner property of Rabi Musa Konkoso, that is according to the other faction, which they believe that is a personal property of the Rabi Musa Konkoso. Hence, there is a primary election should even be conducted in a personal property of an individual, despite him being a member of the political party. So they believe Rabi Musa Konkoso is responsible for their threat because the leadership, who are all loyal to him, none of them followed him to NNPP. They remain in PDP. They said they remain in PDP so that they can create problems within the PDP.
Okay, so these loyalists of Konkoso, are they in both factions now or what?
No, they are actually in one faction. They are actually in a faction of Muhammad Abacha because it's not to be a strong loyalist of Konkoso, and he remains there, and he is the leader of the Muhammad Abacha's faction. From the interaction I have had with several members of the party, I never come across anyone who is a loyalist to Konkoso and is now in Wali's faction. Most of them are in Muhammad Abacha's faction.
All right. This allegation of a group of people working for the NNPP, was that responsible for the factionalization of the party in the first place?
Of course, that's what some people, that is what they believe. There is no way they can follow Shehu Sagagi, who they believe is working for Konkoso. Therefore, the only way for them to get what they want is to stay away. You remember I told you leadership of the party did not follow Konkoso, but then there are also those people who are loyal to Konkoso who did not follow him.
Okay.
Now, they are not members, executive members of the PDP, but they refuse to follow Ravi Konkosu to the party. Like Tangwani, they didn't follow him, and some of them even contested for the governorship position of the state.
All right,
the
Idris.
leadership of the party.
All right, Idris, for there to be genuine reconciliation, one of the supposed candidates will have to bury his ambition for there to be real and genuine reconciliation. When you look at Abacha and then you look at Wali, do you see that happening? Do you see any form of compromise?
Like talking about reconciling?
Yes, bringing the two groups together, one of these persons will have to bury his ambition. Do you think any of them will be open to such kind of agreement?
Of course, at the end of the day, definitely one would have to agree and leave the other. But then, in the law aspect of it, what did the law say? Did I win? Who wins the primary? And which did such person followed in winning the primaries? So at the end of the day, definitely Muhammad Abacha, as I know, he's been contesting for governorship in Kano. And Sadiq Wali, this is the first time he's contesting for the governorship in Kano, but he believes that he wants the election because he has connections. And so also Muhammad Abacha has his own personal influence and connections. But at the end of the day, I sit down in one place, reconciling, agreeing with one particular candidate. None of them has a problem. I believe they will understand themselves at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you, Idris Jibreen, for joining us on Daybreak and sharing these insights with us.